What's good, Gromies? Welcome back to We Pop Gardening. Glad to have y'all here. Smash that like, hit the subscribe if you're new. Today we're gonna go ahead and re-amend some soil that I had from a previous run with the Gaia Green. Need a little bit for that spicy guava, and I want to get some things rolling here for some clones, etc. I'm gonna link a card up here in the corner for you guys. That way you guys can take a look at the grow video, the grow series for the spicy guava. But today I'm just gonna focus on getting the soil set up in this video for all you new growers out there, and or those of you that have questions using Gaia Green. Not gonna run a full spectrum grow here because it is Promix. I'm not looking to run a living soil base, but I figured it would give you guys kind of a generalized idea on what to do if you want to use new soil or reuse what you have, saving some money and keeping the costs down. So anyway, we're gonna get set up here and I'll get into this. So as you can see, we got the 284 here. I got the 444 all-purpose. I got me some alfalfa mix and some Epsom salt. I'm gonna keep this simple and minimal, just because, like I said, it's not an actual living soil blend, which I will do here at a later date. So if that's something you're interested in, sub up, stick around. I'll definitely get to it here in the next couple runs. Plus, we got some cool things coming. We're gonna set up that outdoor grow, and I'm gonna record that this season too. So excited to bring you all that, since that's where I started my growing. But anyway, full disclaimer, this right here, this is used soil that I had from a previous run. It was from my Granddaddy Purple run, which I can link that here at the end of the video for you guys, so you guys can go check that out if you're interested. But I already put 2 cups of worm casting in here. I probably got about 5 gallons of soil in here, so I'm basing all my measurements off that. I'm gonna do a 50-50 blend on this, and get this rolling, so that way we're due for a feeding on the spicy guava, but because I'm about to go into flower with that. But I might just do a 70-30, to be honest with y'all. No, we'll do 50-50. It'll be all right. I'll just top dress a little bit on the 284 there. But whatever. I'm yapping too much. My bad, y'all. All right, so like I said, I've got some base salt in here already that I added. That stuff is super powdery, so I didn't want to like deal with it wafting me while I was recording the video. But I have 4 cups actually in here of worm castings. I got from the local store there. Home Depot's where I get most of my stuff, or Lowe's, because they're right up the street there. But this is Epsom salt, which is great for magnesium, and when you're going into flower phase, it does wonders mixing with the 284, so at least from what I've experienced. So I like to have a little extra magnesium in my mix, and seem to get better results that way. I think it also helps to level out the acidity in the Promix, because I usually run Promix unless, like I said, I'm running living soil, but this is not a living soil mix. So that was a 2/3 cup, and I'm doing that in 5 gallons. So the alfalfa meal, I'm not gonna hit too heavy here. You don't want to overdo this. This stuff is long lasting nitrogen when it breaks down. So I'm gonna do a 1/3 cup of that for this. I'm just gonna spread that in this mix too, and get that situated there. So base salt is great for micro newts. It also helps regulate like generalized minerals that are missing from Promix and stuff. So that's something that I always definitely try to put into my blends. just because I want a healthy soil mix, and I don't want anything lacking. I do use, personally use my faucet water here at the house. I bubble it down at least 48 hours to get the chlorine out, and then I pH and dechlorinate. After that, I pH it down, and then that's my basis for my water. But I'm getting a pretty decent mineral report, which all y'all can look at your local county water reports. You just look it up online. They all have to list them, so then you know, like, your breakdown of boron and how much magnesium, potassiums. Like, I mean, it gives you a detailed breakdown of what's actually filtered out of and what is left in the water that you get out of your tap water. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but you can definitely do that. So today I got 5 gallons. I'm gonna run a 50-50 blend. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a 5-gallon mix, right? And I've been doing this for like 4 years, ever since I got into indoor growing. So it works for me. I got most of it off Canucks Grow, but then I swapped out a little bit and made some adjustments along the way. Obviously making my own blends and stuff, and putting my own nutrients and things in my own Promix, because again, his stuff is designed for living soil, and this is not living soil. I just use the Gaia Green as a long-lasting nutrient because I work a lot and I'm not home a lot, and I need simplicity in my life when it comes to the grows. I'd rather deal with training and getting things prepped for the flower phase. But I also want to make sure I got a good product that's going into it. So I like using the Gaia. I did need my tablespoon here. Let me swink that right quick here. All right, my bad. So Gaia calls for 1 tablespoon. Using tablespoon to get your measurements for it. It calls for your initial mix is 3 tablespoons per gallon of medium, which in my past, because I add things like the alfalfa meal, just because it's a longer lasting, I have to cut back a little bit, but it also saves me on the cost of the Gaia, because you can get alfalfa meal for cheap. Like, that's a 6-pound bag that you saw. I got that for $30. I've had it for like 6 months, maybe 7 now. So it's helped me out tremendously with trying to incorporate the Gaia but not burn up the pocket. So this is the blend I've come up with to help me not spend so much money on nutrients all the time, because I get it, man. This stuff gets expensive. You got the cost of the seeds, your equipment. Like, anywhere you can cut costs on, it's a good thing, right? Like, at least that's what I feel like. But anyway, so I'm gonna base this off 5 gallons is medium. That gives me 2.5 gallons of soil that I'm gonna mix. So if you take 2.5 times 3, what are you at, 8.5? So I might do like 9 teaspoons or tablespoons of each in the mix here. And then, like I said, when I get in there on the update video for the spicy guava, I'm gonna end up adding a little more, but of the 284, just because I'm going into flour on that here right quick. I got a little bit of training left to do and setting it up, but I'm probably flipping this week. So let me just get into this here. I don't know, I'm not too anal about it, like the levelness of them. We just get in there and hit it. There's my 9. So that was the 444. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the 284 over here. I like Gaia, y'all. It's super easy to grow with. pH levels, you keep your pH on point, which is a good thing to do with watering, but it also is achievable by adding things like Epsom salt, oyster shell flour, putting buffers in that actually like assist with sustaining the pH levels, so you don't have to be as anal on your pH point with your water. I like to do a range on my watering for my pH, but it's just a personal preference. The elements get picked up at different pH levels, and you gotta kind of fluctuate it. At least that's my opinion, and what I've seen with other growers, and actually what guys explained. So I'm sold on it. It's a good product. Not affiliated by any means. I just I know I see a lot of people running different stuff from their local gardens. They're like, man, I can't get buds that are decent size. Obviously your relative humidity and all that, and the RH factors, etc. I'm gonna add an extra, just because like I said, a little extra phosphates never hurt. But a lot of that comes down to the value of the nutrient line you're using. I don't know how else to nicely say it, but everybody asks me all the time why I use Gaia. It's expensive. Like, I don't know, like, it's convenient because I don't have to like deal with making my own like my own compost. Yeah, I could do that, but I don't have time for that. So I spend a little bit of money, I get what I pay for, and as long as I use it as directed and stay on point with my waterings, I get pretty decent results. So it's just something I've always done and dealt with. But anyway, we got that situated here, and I'm just gonna add me a little bit of seaweed extract from Green Rush. This has got NPK boosters in it, and it's good for microbial life. So the soil's been dormant and dried out for a while. So what I'm actually gonna do with this is I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna dampen it a little bit, and I'm gonna let it sit for a few days, so that way the microbial life activates before I actually put it into the pot that I'm about to run into flower. That way there's no like waiting on it, and I know everything's good to go. The moisture from the worm castings is definitely going to help things, but I want to make sure that I got I want it a little damp, like all the way through. So I'm not going to add like a boatload of water to it. It's just enough to let it, the heck is the word I'm looking for? Let it process, so the microbe life can start activating and become beneficial for breaking down the nutrients. So that way when I do add it, it's ready to eat, and newts are already being broke down by the microbe life. But yeah, we just wanted to come in here and keep it simple. I've had a lot of people ask me about the Gaia, and what I do to use it and how I prep it and all that. Fam, if you got any questions, if you're new here, you can always email me at wepopsmoke@yahoo.com or drop them in the comments. I like to hear what everybody does and get everybody else's opinions. I know that I'm not the greatest grower on earth, but I got a good generalized basis just from experience. So we're a community here, and positive feedback is always good, and I want to share that with y'all. So appreciate each and every one of you. Just wanted to stop in here and let y'all see kind of what I do on that, and help you new growers out if that's something you're interested in. Typically I'd add dolomite lime to this also, but like I said, I'm just typically going to use this really for finishing out a flower run. So I didn't want to like add a bunch of stuff and let it go to waste per se. But anyway, I appreciate y'all as always. Hopefully this was helpful to y'all. And again, check out that spicy guava run, which I'm gonna drop right here for you. And you're welcome to stick around, fam, and see what we got coming. Appreciate y'all, and till next time, peace.